You say you want success. You set goals. You make plans. You tell yourself this is the year everything changes. And then, right when you're about to break through, right when things are actually working, you sabotage yourself. You procrastinate. You find a reason why it won't work. And you tell yourself it's bad timing or bad luck or that you're just not ready yet. But here's the truth, you're not afraid of failure. Everyone thinks the problem. But it's not. You're afraid of success. And the reason why is buried so deep you don't even see it. But once you do, once you understand what's really stopping you, finally move forward and actually let yourself win. Let me show you what this looks like. You're working on something that matters. A project. A goal, a dream you've had for years. And it's going well. Better than expected. People are noticing. Opportunities are opening up. You're on the edge of something real. And then you freeze, you stop showing up. You stop putting in the effort. You tell yourself you're tired. You're tired, you'll get back to it next week. But next week comes and you don't. You drift. You distract yourself. And slowly, quietly, you let it die. Not with a dramatic decision. With withdrawal. With the slow fade of someone who's something they can't name. Or maybe it's different for you. Maybe you do succeed. You hit the goal. You get the promotion. You launch the thing. And instead of celebrating, you feel anxious, uncomfortable, like you don't belong here. Like it's only a matter of time before everyone realizes you're a fraud. So you downplay it, you deflect compliments, you make yourself smaller. You find ways to prove you're still struggling, still normal, still safe. Because being seen as successful feels dangerous. Like you've crossed into territory you're not supposed to be in. Or maybe you keep moving the goalposts. Every time you get close to what you said you wanted, you decide it's not enough, you need more. You need different. The original goal doesn't count anymore. Because if you actually acknowledge that you achieved it, you'd have to deal with what comes next. The visibility. The expectations. The responsibility. So you keep chasing, keep changing the target, keep making sure you never actually arrive. Because arrival means facing something you've been avoiding your whole life. And here's the part that hurts. You watch other people succeed. People who aren't smarter than you, aren't more talented, aren't more deserving. But they're doing it. And you're stuck, circling the same level, getting close but never breaking through. And you start to believe that maybe you're just not meant for it. Maybe success is for other people. People who are different from you. People who don't have whatever invisible block. So why does this happen? Why would anyone be afraid of success? It sounds backwards. Everyone wants success, right? But your brain doesn't see it that way. Your brain sees success as a threat. Because success means change. It means stepping into a new identity, a new level of visibility, a new set of expectations. And change, even good change, triggers fear. Your brain doesn't care if the change is positive, it just cares about keeping you safe. And safe means familiar. Known. Predictable. Even if familiar is small, even if familiar is painful, at least it's known. But there's something deeper here, something most people never realize, and it's success means losing who you've been. Right now you have an identity, a story about yourself. Maybe it's the underdog, the person who's trying but hasn't made it yet, the one with potential that hasn't been realized, the one who's struggling but doing their best. And that identity feels safe. It's familiar. You know how to be that person. You know what's expected of you in that role. But if you succeed, you can't be that person anymore. You have to become someone new. Someone who's achieved. Someone who's visible. Someone who has something to lose. And that's terrifying. This is the core of it. You're not afraid of what success will bring. You're afraid of who you'll have to become to have it. You're afraid of losing the identity that's been protecting you. The story you've been telling yourself and others about who you are. Because if you're no longer the struggling artist, the aspiring entrepreneur, the person working toward the dream, then who are you? And what if the new version of you is someone you don't know how to be? What if you can't handle it? What if you lose yourself? And there's more. Success brings exposure. Right now, you're relatively invisible. You can try things and fail without many people noticing. You can make mistakes in private. Success puts you on stage, it makes you visible, and visibility means vulnerability, means people will see you, judge you, have opinions about you, and some of those opinions will be negative. Some people will criticize you, want to tear you down, and your brain knows this. It's trying to protect you from that pain. So it keeps you small, keeps you hidden, keeps you safe from the exposure that success would bring. There's also the fear of what you'll lose. Success changes relationships. The people in your life now, they know you as you are. They're comfortable with this version of you. But if you succeed, if you level up, some of them won't come with you. Some will feel threatened, some will pull away, some will resent you for outgrowing the dynamic. And the thought of losing those connections, even if they're not serving you, feels bearable. So you stay. You keep yourself at their level. You don't let yourself rise. Because belonging feels more important than becoming. And here's what this does to your life. It traps you in a cycle of almost making it, almost breaking through, almost achieving the thing you say you want, but never quite getting there. Because right when you're about to the finish line, you sabotage, you pull back, you find a reason to quit, and you stay stuck in the gap between where you are and where you want to be. And that gap becomes your home, your identity, the place you live, not because you want to, but because it feels safer than the alternative. It also creates deep frustration. Because part of you knows you're capable of more. Part of you knows you're holding yourself back. But you can't seem to stop. You watch self-sabotage and you don't understand why. You set the same goals over and over. You start with motivation and enthusiasm, and then you fade. And the pattern repeats. And each time it does, you lose a little more faith in yourself, a little more belief that you can actually do it. And the dream starts to feel like a fantasy. Something you tell yourself but don't really believe in anymore. And maybe the saddest part, you never get to experience what you're actually capable of. You never get to see how far you could go, what you could build, who you could become, because you're too busy protecting yourself from a threat that doesn't exist. You're running from a version of success that's scarier in your mind than it would ever be in reality. And in doing so, you're choosing a life that's smaller than it needs to be. Not because you have to, but because you're afraid. But here's the shift. The fear of success is not a character flaw. It's not a sign that something is wrong with you. It's a defense mechanism. Your brain trying to keep you safe from perceived danger. And once you see it for what it is, once you understand that the fear is not about success itself, but about the changes success would bring, you can address it. You can work with it. You can move forward despite it. Because the fear doesn't have to control you. It's just information. A signal that you're on the edge of growth. And growth always feels uncomfortable. The truth is, the version of you that succeeds is not a stranger. It's still you. Just expanded. Just fully expressed. Just stepping into potential that was always there. And the people who truly belong in your life will celebrate that. Will rise with you. Will support your growth, and the ones who don't, they were never your people. Losing them is not a loss, it's a clearing. It's a clearing, making for the relationships that actually fit the life you're building, and the visibility that comes with success. It's not as scary as you think. Yes, some people will judge you, but they're judging you now too. They're just doing it quietly. And their opinions don't define you. They never did. What defines you is what you do, the choices you make, the work you create, the life you build. And that's all yours. No one can take that from you. What do you actually do? How do you overcome the fear of success when it's been running in the background your whole life? Let me give you 3 steps. First, identify the identity you're protecting. Sit down and ask yourself, who am I right now? What story do I tell about myself? Am I the underdog? The struggling creative? The person who's always trying but never quite making it? Write it down. Get specific, because you can't release an identity you can't see. And once you see it, ask yourself, is this who I want to be? Or is this just who I've been? Because there's a difference, and you get to choose which one shapes your future. Second, visualize success and sit with the discomfort. Most people visualize success and focus on the good parts, the achievement, the recognition, the fulfillment, but you need to visualize the uncomfortable parts too. Imagine yourself succeeding, really succeeding, and notice what comes up. Does it feel scary? Does it feel like too much? Does it feel like you don't deserve it? Sit with those feelings. Don't push them away. Acknowledge them. Because those feelings are the fear, and the only way through is through it, not around it. The more you expose yourself to the image of your own success, the less threatening it becomes, and your brain starts to see it as possible instead of dangerous. Third, take small steps toward visibility. You don't have to go from hidden to fully exposed overnight. But you do need to practice being seen. Share your work, even if it's not perfect. Speak up in the meeting, even if your voice shakes. Post the thing, even if you're scared. Take credit for your wins, even if it feels uncomfortable. Each time you do this, you're proving to yourself that visibility is survivable. Being seen doesn't destroy you, that you can handle it, and the more you practice, the easier it gets. Not because the fear goes away, but because you get stronger. Here's the truth. You are more afraid of your own power than you are of your failure. Because failure keeps you small, keeps you safe, keeps you in the identity you know. But success asks you to expand, to become more, to step into a version of yourself that you've never been before. And that's terrifying. But it's also where life happens, where growth happens, where you become who you're actually meant to be. You've been playing small for long enough, dimming your light, holding yourself back, sabotaging at the finish line. And maybe it's protected you. Maybe it's kept you safe from judgment or change. But it's also kept you from living, from creating, from experiencing what you're actually capable of. And that's too high a price to pay for safety. Success is not going to destroy you. It's not going to make you a different person. It's not going to ruin your life. Those are stories your fear is telling you, and they're not true. What's true is that you're capable, that you have something valuable to offer, that you deserve to win. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the belief that you can't handle it. But you can. You've handled everything life has thrown at you so far, and you'll handle success too. So, stop sabotaging. Stop pretending you're not ready. You're as ready as you'll ever be. And the only way to know what's on the other side of success is to let yourself have it, to cross the finish line, to claim the win, to step into the identity of someone who achieved the thing, and see. Not someday. Now. If this helped you see what's really been holding you back, if it gave you permission to finally let yourself succeed, I'd be grateful if you subscribed. There's more here. More tools to understand your fears. More ways to move past them. More reminders that you're capable of more than you think. And maybe that's what you need. The reminder that it's safe to win, that you can handle it, that success is not something to fear. It's something to finally let yourself have.